Hello and welcome to 5 Tech. I'm Abbas. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about ACL, that is Access Control List. This particular module deals with we have list of users, for example, user A, user B, or user C. It could be any username also, and we have a directory or a file. We're going to control their access. Access in the sense, in terms of access, we talk about say we have read permission, we have write permission, and execute permission. Okay, these are three permissions which you allocate to a user, and when we make a directory, and along with that we have users which we attach with this particular permission. Let's start without a lot of explanation. I don't believe in a lot of explanation. Let's be very specific and to the point when it comes to commands. Let's start with commands. So first let me make a directory called as mkdir. I make a directory called as 5tech, and this particular directory we're going to attach to particular user with a permission, either read, write, or execute. So I'll create a user add. I'll have Sham as a user. So very first thing, remember this is a command ls-la. If you give it displays a file or a directory, a permission and all that, but it doesn't give any extra info. But there's a command in ACL, get file access control list space a directory name called as 5tech. Just type this command, you get file name is 5tech, owner is root, okay, group is root, excuse me. You have a user with read, write and execute permission. Group has read and execute permission. Other have read and execute permission. So I created a user called as Sham. Now I'm going to allocate read and write permission to Sham. Remember one thing, get here when we use in a command, get is used in many places in Linux, but out here is to get the information, and set is to set the information or change the information. Set facl -m, u for user. It's very easy. It's like question and answer. When you find u, remember it's for a user. Username is Sham, and for Sham I'll allocate read, write and execute permission. Name of the file is 5tech. Try to read even from right hand side. It would form a neat and a complete sentence. A directory called as 5tech has a read, write permission for a user called as Sham, and this is a command, and I say enter. I want to check again, get facl space a directory name. This would give you an output like this. Okay, you have owner, group. Out here you see the one which I have highlighted. Username is Sham and has read, write and execute permission. Okay, how do I allocate for a group? Now why should I allocate for a group? A question before that. Now if there's a single user, I can use this particular command, set facl -mu username rwx and a directory name. But what if I have 50 or 100 users? First thing is, put all those users into a group, or add all the users into a group called as Linux. I'll create a group called as Linux 1. Group add, I'll say Linux 1. This is my group name. Now to group called as Linux 1, add 50 or 100, whatever number of users you want to add. We add all those users into this group, and whatever permission we allocate to a group, it inherits the users, they inherit the same permission. Okay, means it's passed on to a user or the users who are part of Linux 1 group. So let me again set the permission, set facl -m. It's pretty easy. Out here I have used u, the one which I've highlighted. You can see instead of u I'll be using g. G means group. Out here then I write group name, and I say whatever permission I want to give. I'll say rwx read, write and execute, which is a complete permission for a directory called as 5tech. Now I need to check again, get facl and name of the directory. So I have a group here, group name called as Linux 1, and it has read, write and execute permission. Next, there are three type of you have user, you have group and others. These are three different types. Now if I say set facl Alright, hyphen M. O is for others. Remember, just have two colons. Okay, nothing in between colon. You can always give execute permission to others because you're not sure who others are. Others have no name. And name of the directory out here you find this is a directory called as 5tech, has execute permission for others. Alright, then I go back and check what getFACL gives the output. So out here you find other with just execute permission. Okay, now we individually allocated permission to a user, group and other. Can I allocate a permission with a single command for user, for a group and other? Yes, you can. Set FACL, okay, hyphen M, U colon, username is Sham, okay, I say RWX, comma, G, Linux1 is my group name with permission called as read write. I give comma, then I say O colon colon execute space name of the directory that I want to allocate permission to. If you see out here, this is a directory, execute permission given to others, read write permission allocated to a group, and Sham is a user. We have allocated complete permission. Now Sham is a separate user, and the other users who are part of Linux group, they will inherit the read write permission. So Sham has different permission, group called Linux will have different permission, and users who are part of Linux 1 group will inherit all the permission that you have allocated to a group. So this is how we allocate permission to user, group or others. Now in case if I want to remove permission, or I need to check, so I say getFACL space 5tech. You can find here user Sham has RWX permission, see the same out here. Okay, group has read and execute permission, we find here, and other is just execute permission. That's a preferably you need to give execute permission to others because you don't know who others are. Others have no name. Now I want to remove a permission for Sham. I say set FACL space hyphen X space, I write Sham. Alright, I just go back hyphen X, U colon, username is Sham and name of the file is 5tech. Okay, now what I did with this command is a directory called as 5tech, and the user who was attached with a particular permission, I'm just removing the user from this ACL file which has a user permission. Now I say getFACL space, I say 5tech. Out here you see on the top one, user Sham has this, and after I execute this particular command, let's see what happens. Yes, I'm sorry, getFACL space 5tech. Look at this, Sham has been removed from this. Now I want to remove a group. It's very simple. I use the same command. Instead of U, I just remove U and I say G colon group name. That's it, Linux 1, and the permission is out. For others it's nothing. I just go here and I say O colon colon enter. Okay, now G colon colon, sorry, let's see for others. So when I say getFACL, let's see for user and group, it's removed. So file, this is the owner and group. Here it was Sham and Linux 1, and this has been removed from here. Now yeah, let's look into, is there a single command which can remove the permission for user, group and others? Yes, there is a through single command you can remove the permission for all the people. I'm sorry, user add, I said ABS. Okay, I add a group called as group add, say Linux 2. Alright, now I'm going to set FACL hyphen M, okay, U colon, username is abs, and I give permission like rwx colon g colon group name is linux2, and I allocate a permission called as wx and colon o for others. I would allocate execute permission and file called as still I have 5tech file. Alright, let me check get facl of 5tech. I do find all this permission. Now the question what I was talking about, is there a single command where we can remove the permission for user group and others in one single command? Yes, it's set facl -b and the directory or file name. Look at this, what happens. We just go and check get facl. Look at this, user abs, it's been removed, then group has been removed, even the other permission. Okay, what is masking? It's used for security purpose where you mask. Thank you very much. Hope you understood. There are more things in ACL you would see in my next lab. Kindly subscribe to my channel and hope you like it. Any comments, please, it's welcome. Let it be positive or negative, waiting for an input from you. Thank you very much.